A very good evening to everybody watching. Thank you for joining us on this edition of The Agenda. My name is Toivo Jabela. Tonight on the platform, we are joined by Her Excellency Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, who is, of course, President of the Republic of Namibia, tracking down the past 12 months of her presidency and the challenges and successes that she has, as a matter of fact, mastered in her first year in office. This interview took place at her office, at State House, and this is how it went. Excellency, thank you very much for this rare opportunity to engage you. We are really honored and grateful for the opportunity to speak to you. It's been 12 months since you ascended to this office, and we know that you've been very, very busy. Maybe let me congratulate you first, because I'm meeting you for the first time only since the last time I saw you was in November 2022 when you came to my show. It was just a week before the Swapo Congress. Of course, you went on to win that, and then you went on to win also nationally, so congratulations. But how would you describe just the first 12 months in the office? Because you are marking 1 year this weekend actually.
Yes, first, thank you very much for congratulating me and for your coming back to me after such a long time.
Yeah.
And this time with a different topic of trying to make us look at my 12 months in the office. Of course, it's an office which is having a high responsibility, and however, it was made easy because there are guiding documents that are guiding the work of the Office of the President, starting with the Swapo election manifesto, which is translated into NDP 6. So my 12 months in the office, I have been focusing on putting in place a mechanism that will enable us to implement what are the requirements which are stipulated in NDP 6. Specifically our priority areas, which for now are well known by all Namibians. That is agriculture, sports, education, health, creative industry, housing, land, and sanitation. And of course, as we know that these priorities cannot be implemented without enablers. And enablers are elements that can make resources available. Agriculture is both a priority and an enabler. And then you have water, you have energy, you have mining, you have tourism, you have transport and logistics. So basically, the 12 months, while we have also started to implement and put into motion implementation programs, we are also at the same time looking into strengthening those mechanisms.
Yeah.
Another priority area is youth empowerment. And that one really, we make it to be parallel with the agriculture, which is our priority number 1. And the youth empowerment, we deliberately also singled it out because you know that from our statistics, the young population, which is now from a child of day 1, up to the youth, the 35, they constitute over 70% of our population. And that's why youth and young people need special attention. And our programs, like the educational programs, because as it's known, education is power. And we cannot really afford not to provide conducive environment for education of a Namibian child.
Yeah.
And that is how the subsidized tertiary education came in. Because as a president particularly, I have a moral responsibility to ensure that no Namibian child who qualifies and want to proceed with his or her studies should be prevented. Because maybe that child that you are leaving out because the parents cannot pay is the one who's going to create 1,000 jobs. So it's better you give them all the skills, empower them, and then they can do things themselves. Of course, with the support of the whole community, including the government. So this is really what has been occupying us as a government, and the issue of food security. Today, in the newspaper, they talk about the UN, which is putting 57.2 Namibian food insecure. That one cannot be. We have really to make sure that the majority of our people, if not all, are food secure. And that's why we are talking about agriculture. Definitely, there is some activities which have taken place, not just referring to green schemes that are making good progress, but also individuals are motivated. You have regions which are agricultural regions. I can talk about Hardap. Hardap is an agricultural region. And I'm happy when I received the report from our governor for the year in office. Has explained how the government program of agricultural subsidy has really assisted the small-scale farmers in Hardap region and individuals that currently the backyard gardens have really taken root to the extent that in some of our communities, the Minister of Health has reported that malnutrition has completely reduced or is no longer reported in some of the communities, and it's because of those backyard gardens. I was also impressed from that report when we see that subsidized agriculture does not only look at crop production or vegetables, horticulture, but also livestock. And there are some individuals now who are empowered through that program, and they have started even to go back to where we were when you have some members of the communities who are now producing butter, producing yogurt, and then they go and sell it in the nearby towns. Of course, it's at a small scale, but it's a good start. Absolutely. And if we can do that, definitely, we'll be able to ensure that the nation will become food secure.
Absolutely. Thank you, Her Excellency, for that elaborate explanation and reflection. On youth empowerment, you came into office and you took one of the most difficult decisions. I remember when you told, when you went around the regions last year and you were actually pleading with older people, our pensioners, to be patient with you, because you said, we have a problem of youth unemployment. Can we skip 1 year without giving you an increment so that we can really focus on young people? And you went on to launch that wonderful youth
development fund.
Yes. What feedback are you getting in so far as that scheme is doing?
Yes, I'm getting good feedback. I'm also getting some concerns which I have to address. The good feedback is that you have those young people who benefited and their enterprises are moving. which means because when they were getting those funds, they have also to indicate how many jobs you are going to create. And also, we know that we have our laws. One of them is that people who are employed should be registered with the commission, the employment commission, so that they are registered there. Now we are now in the process to see exactly how many jobs have been created, but I'm very happy to hear, but we are still to confirm those statistics, because those who register since April 2025, I'm happy to see that the number is over 100,000. But I say we are still trying to have our facts very clear. And there's no doubt these young people who have benefited, they have also contributed to that. So there is a really good progress. However, there is also a challenge that young people are saying in some instances there's some delays. Another thing is that because we then asked the public enterprises, which is the Development Bank, the Agri-Bank, and the Environmental Management Fund to be the ones to administrate this. But it has been reported to us that it seems some of them, they are not complying with what the government has told them. But we have taken it up, and we are going to correct that situation. So otherwise, really, the program is doing well. And we will keep monitoring it to make sure that it has achieved its intended goal. And the intended goal is to empower economically these young people and also to create jobs. Because as I mentioned at the beginning, when they were given this support, each one has to indicate, when I get this, I'm going to employ 2 people. When I get this at the beginning, I'm going to employ 1 person. When I get this at the beginning, I'm going to employ 5. And then you know that once one employs 5, and then the program gets off the ground and it grows, it is going to employ more.
Absolutely. Did anything in particular surprise Her Excellency in terms of the weight of the office? I mean, you are a veteran government leader, but this is a different office. Did it turn out to be, is it turning out to be exactly what you expected, or did you realize maybe certain things just surprised you in a way or two?
Really, no much surprise, really, because having been in the service of the government of the Republic of Namibia, I can say since day one, when I started as a deputy minister of Foreign Affairs, and you have to know that foreign affairs all over the world is an extension of State House. So this is telling you that since that time, I have the appreciation of the weight of the office of the president. And that came even to be more reinforced when I became a deputy minister and minister of international relations, with the position I served for many years, basically from 2012, December, up to February 2024. So that really gave me the inside understanding of the operations of the office of the president. And I appreciate it And having worked with all the former presidents, from the founding president to the fourth president, that also, I'm sure, has helped me, not necessary to have surprises.
Yeah.
But of course, the environment has changed. You cannot compare yourself with the period when Sam Nujoma was in the office. So it's completely different train altogether. And for you have really to establish, you understand, you have to establish even the people that you are working with. They are no longer working with Sam Nujoma, but they are working with Netumbo. People of different generations and so on. But basically, the work of the office of the president remains the same. As you know that everything that happens in the country ends with the office of the president. Somebody can do whatever, maybe in a constituency, but at the end of the day, it is attributed to the president. So that is the responsibility that comes with that office.
Yeah.
And whoever occupies it, you know that it's your responsibility. So there's a lot of things that now you must be following all the time. You must understand even the little things, because when they come, you don't know how they are coming, in which format. But you must be able to guide whoever
Absolutely.
is coming to your office. It's the biggest office in the land.
Absolutely. So, in terms of your cabinet, because you have the benefit, of course, like you articulated it very well, that you have had the benefit of having been in this government. And I mean, lucky for our country also, we haven't had a change of government in a sense of one political party replacing the ruling party. So it has always been that trajectory. But your cabinet, the same cannot be said with your cabinet, maybe with the majority of your cabinet. Maybe out of the, is it 14 ministers now that we have, maybe only Tateka Pofi, Emma Tiafeles, Meme Lucia Ipumbu, and who else? I think around 4 of them were retained from the previous cabinet. What was the thinking around your appointments, bringing in a lot of people from outside to become ministers? Did it have to do with the outcome of the electoral college or the election result itself in 2024? Or what was sort of your difficulty in putting that team together?
I'm happy you're asking that question.
Yeah.
Difficult as it is. Yes, I said earlier, we are in a different environment. The period of others, you were commanding also a big majority in the National Assembly. My tenure in the office have started at a point where the party, my party, Swapo party, has a slim majority in the National Assembly. And you know that our constitution is very clear, that the president appoints ministers from National Assembly. These are the elected members of the National Assembly, and 8 members that the president can appoint. If you recall where we are coming from, the president appoints the required number, and some can be brought into cabinet, some can remain as backbenchers. But you know that appointed members of parliament, they don't have voting powers,
Yes.
both in the National Assembly and even in the committees. Now, with a small majority, that my party has in the National Assembly, I have to balance the government and the parliament, because otherwise I would hand over the parliament to the opposition. So that is why I had no choice but to take a few elected members of parliament to come to cabinet, and then made sure that all the 8 that the president has been given power by the constitution to appoint, I made them all ministers. And then I also took a few number from the elected members of parliament to be deputies. As we are sitting here, some ministries don't have deputies because if I have to take more from the National Assembly, I will weaken the National Assembly. And as a party, we need a strong National Assembly or to face the opposition. Otherwise, it will be tantamount to handing over the National Assembly to the opposition. So that is really the rationale that has guided me to take the decision I have taken and the appointments that the Namibian people are seeing. So it's really something that I have to think over it, and to say I must have a good balance between the government and the National Assembly.
Absolutely. No, thank you for clarifying that, Her Excellency. I thought really that that must have been the situation that you found yourself in as an observer of politics myself. How proud are you of your new cabinet? Are they keeping the ship afloat?
I'm proud of my cabinet. I appointed them based on the trust that I trusted them to work with me and to assist me to deliver the promises that as a party we have made to the Namibian people through our election manifesto. And I'm seeing that there is quite a lot that is happening. Example I can give, when I made a policy, or we made a policy that I have announced about the subsidized tertiary education, there were some skepticals. People were thinking that how is it going to work? And some were even expecting chaos to occur when the universities were opening in February. Some were concerned about the limited space for public universities as to what will happen to the private. But because of the level of the people I put in places, and because of the commitment that they are having, we have seen a smooth implementation of the subsidized tertiary education. There might be challenges, but by and large, the universities are happy. The students, the learners, we have not heard much of complaints. There might be some, but really, because anything that is new, it has to have some challenges in it. But by and large, the nation is happy, and the process went very well. And this was under the Ministry of Education, Innovation, Sports, Art and Culture. Another example is the grants, the old age grants and all the grants. When we took, or we removed and agents to do this distribution. And then we say that the government will use government institutions to distribute, so that we can make savings in order to have more other people also registered, and also make savings for other developmental program. We put it on the NAMPOST, and of course there were program on the first month when people were talking about the long queues and so on. But after that, things are stabilizing. And I'm telling you, with the use of technology, 4 years from now, our elderly and all those who are benefiting from the social grants, they will appreciate the programs that the government has put up. Another one I can talk about is also the issue of health facilities. More specifically, there was really an outcry for shortage of basic medicine in our hospitals. And since then, I'm not saying everything now is full stocked, but there is an improvement, and we will continue to improve on that. So I'm happy with the team. I can give many examples, but those are the ones I can give. And you find that even the population, that's the most important thing. Because the government is not the one to do everything. I'm also seeing a dynamic private sector coming up in Namibia. And really the private sector is the one that has to grow the economy. And with the establishment of the task force, specifically now the task force on economic recovery, they have started, and end of March or so, I'm now expecting their full report, so that when we are going to start the new financial year, we will be guided in our programs as to what are the recommendations that are coming from this task force. And why I'm saying that the nation has really embraced our policy. The task force is mostly made up by the private sector, though the individuals are those in the private sector. And because they feel inspired, they feel motivated, they are providing this service free of charge. So they are not asking any payment from the government. And that is how we are seeing now that voluntarism is also coming back into our society. So these are some of the indication. You look at our sports, have also started to perform. We were all celebrating when our girls came from South Africa. So all these are the things that are telling you the response of the community. Because when everybody is like seeing a direction, everybody is being told it's your responsibility, they do it, from the community to whoever is in the society. So these are some of the things. The sports industry that I've talked about, we have, there are some who feel that talking about having basic sports facilities in constituencies is a waste of resources. No, it cannot be, because we know already, if you go in the village, some of us do visit a village, hardly you go to, you pass a village where you are not finding children playing in the bush, playing in the sand. That is already telling you what the people want and what it means to them. So these are the things really that can tell you, and which can make me to be confidently having trust in the team I'm having. One commitment we made is to revive the national airline.
Yeah.
The team is working, and I really believe that I will not leave this office without us having a national airline.
Yeah.
So these are the things that are really happening, and Namibians are seeing them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sports, Her Excellency, the Independence Stadium remains a shame on our country's surface. Of course, you inherited the situation. It didn't deteriorate under your leadership. But the fact that our national teams continue to play abroad, even our girls who did us proud in South Africa, I mean, you can imagine how many teams can do even better with, as we call it, the 12 men, which is the supporters. I think for 7 years or more, Her Excellency, our country hasn't had an opportunity just to watch the Brave Warriors play in our stadium. What updates are you getting as far as that facility is concerned? It actually denied the nation, even you, the opportunity to be inaugurated there. We were here in State House, and the nation wanted really to watch you being inaugurated on 21 March last year.
I was inaugurated at the State House.
Yeah.
But not necessarily because of the status of the Independence Stadium.
It was the rain.
That was a God-given blessing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I call it is a God-given blessing. I'm a Namibian, I'm an African. We know that rain is always a good omen.
Yes.
But really, as a Namibian, I'm also disappointed. Us not able to see our team playing international game, even see them preparing for international game, is a big disappointment. I was really under the impression when I was a vice president and I received again our team of men that played in South Africa. And I was informed that the next preparations are going to be in Namibia with the Independence Stadium being completed. However, that is one of the disappointments that every time you are getting different stories. This one really, it's not only that we are denied to watch our sports people playing. We have even put them in the situation whereby they have lost the sponsors, local sponsors. Because how can you sponsor a team and you do not get anything?
Yeah.
Because you expect when you are sponsoring the team, when they are playing in Namibia, your advertisement is all over in the stadium. You cannot take it to South Africa. Absolutely. However, as a government, we are on it. It has now been given to a contractor, but we are still really looking at the price. As much as I want that to be worked on, I don't want the nation to be robbed.
Yeah.
We must be convinced that the prices that we are asked to pay is the right price. So that has been really one of the things that has been delaying the construction of the Independence Stadium. And I really want to see it finished.
Yeah. One of your, might be just me, but I'm seeing a picture, as far as your leadership is concerned, I'm seeing a picture of a decisive leader, of a disruptive leader. For example, when the 140 million that was availed recently to build those facilities in the regions that you referred to, the roads contractor company, RCC, which is a state entity, was given that to cut out all the bureaucracy, the tenders and procurement, and this one appeals the outcome, and then things are just being delayed. your decision to declare subsidized education at tertiary level was also a disruptive one, in a good way. You showed up in that parliament on the State of the Nation address last year, April, I think, and you said the fees have fallen, and they have to a very large extent fallen. And you just cited now the example of NAMPOS taking over also from Epupa there to really bring state resources within the state's circle. Are we going to see more of these decisions going forward where the president uses the executive power to cut out all these delays and say that must happen as long as there's transparency?
Yeah, you see, like the middlemen, I have to make it very clear.
Yeah.
I support the middlemen, but the middlemen must be realistic. When, for example, we say medicine, we are going to buy direct from the source. We are trying to test the market. Why I'm saying we are not against the middlemen, we know that the economy has also to grow. And it will not be good that the government is doing business with itself when I'm saying we need to grow the private sector. However, I want the private sector to be reasonable. You cannot, for example, buy Panado for $2 where you are going to buy it. And when you come to sell it to the government, you are selling it $10. Your markup is just too big. If you are selling it, if you are buying it $2 and you sell it to the government $5 or $4, we can make business. At least you as a private sector, you make your markup so that the money can go into the economy. So if our private sector are not also coming on board and be realistic and give us the right prices and do the right work, we will continue to work with the private sector. Don't exploit the government to the point that we will not be able to have savings to invest in the social sectors. For example, education, health, housing, and to take care of our most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So if that cannot be stopped, using your word, I can disrupt. I can disrupt.
Yeah.
And I will have no choice because I have a responsibility to take care of the Namibian people, particularly the most vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that's the only way we'll be able to do that.
Yeah, it's really good. I can say that with confidence, Madam President, because the medical supply tenders, what we saw happening just a year ago or less than, or slightly over a year ago, it was sad to see. Hospitals are stuck without medicine. People are fighting in courts. This one appeals. This one does this, and people, a grandmother in a village just wants to pick up her monthly dossier of diabetic medicine, and she couldn't get them. That was private interest really overriding the national interest. I think it's good that we have that kind of decisive leadership. Madam President, let's talk about your thinking around the issue of upstream oil and gas, the mandate being moved into the office of the presidency. It has caused quite a consternation. Some people saying, oh, the president and the family want to capture the industry and have arm's length to this industry. And others also saying, how will that division account to Parliament when the president doesn't account to Parliament? And if we have questions around that, how will we handle that? If you can state on record for the benefit of the nation, what is your thinking around that?
Yeah, there might be those who are just getting into the music of saying the president want to do this for family, whatever. There might those who want to manipulate them because they are the ones who know exactly what they want to do. And I just want to assure the Namibian people that with the oath of office that I've taken, I take it very serious. And there is no way I can do anything that is against the oath of office. Oil and gas, we know all over the world, is an industry that can destroy nations or build nations. Depends on how you handle it at the beginning. Putting it in the office of the president is not unique. It's not unique. And we must also know that due to the few members of parliament which we are having, I was forced to combine ministries.
Yeah.
And one of the big ministry is the Ministry of Industries, Mines and Energy. And it's now this mines and energy where you have also the oil and gas. And remember that Namibia is a mineral-based country. Currently, if you go to Kunene, there's what I can call mineral rush. You go to Erongo, you go to Omaheke, people talk about uranium, gold is all over, and so on and so on. And then as a country and as a region, SADC, we are faced with the critical shortage of energy power in itself. And then now, Namibia has set itself to be an industrialized country. We want to build industries. And for me, I just don't want this word industries to be put on this ministry, and I'm not seeing industries coming up. So therefore, I decided that this oil and gas, which is completely new to all of us, let it come to the office of the president, and this minister should concentrate on industries to be built in Namibia, should concentrate on managing our land-based hard minerals, as well as on how for us to generate our energy. So that is big enough job. And this one, in the office of the president, the oil unit, which is in the office of the president, is a big structure. Once everything's done, it will be known. And this is going to be run by specialized people in that sector. The issue of who should answer, who presents the president's budget in the parliament. I'm not in parliament, but I have a budget. It's presented by the prime minister. The prime minister is in cabinet. The prime minister is the immediate advisor to the president and to the vice president. Why do we think that the prime minister will not be able to be answerable to what is happening in the office of the president? So that is really just an argument that people want to make an argument. And there is also no harm that as we are moving, the president can always make changes in the structures of government. So there's no limit as what the president can do when you see that there is a need of some improvement. You can always do it at any given time in your administration.
Absolutely.
So Namibians just be comfortable. We really want to see to it that moving forward, as a nation, we should have a maximum benefit from our oil and gas that is discovered in this country,
Yeah.
just as with other natural resources of Namibia. That's why we talk about value addition.
Yeah.
And very soon, I will be able to tell the nation that because with our policy of value addition, as we are now starting the new year, which is April budget, it's our financial year, what are the sectors we are starting with in our value addition?
Yeah.
And you are adding value from the raw material to what level? Up to a middle level or up to the end? Depends on a specific mineral that we are, or resources that we are talking about.
Yeah. I know that you had addressed this question before around your sons, and you were correct, really, to say that they are Namibians like all of us. Of course, the difference is only that if the nation feel that they are being favored because they are maybe Netumbo's children, that would be a different thing. But how difficult is it? Forget about oil and gas for a minute. You are an executive president. That is our form of leadership here. So if your son, if Nande finds himself in property development, somehow it's still a sector that falls under the president in some capacity. If he's in agriculture, the same thing. It's not only oil and gas. Or the people seems to be fixated on the idea of oil and gas. How do you balance making sure that you do not deprive your children who have a right to pursue business like all of us, but without compromising how you are perceived?
Yeah, you see, I like the word perceived. I like the word perceived. I cannot... people can think what they think, but I cannot be compromised. I cannot be compromised because now being a president, you cannot say the family of the president should all be, unless the nation is saying we want to pick up the bill of the family of the president. Or what is the nation saying? The nations then pick up their bill so that everything is on their shoulder. Their houses, their insurances, their children, their pension. Is the nation ready to do that? That is the big question to be made. But otherwise, no one should be discriminated.
Yeah.
And for me, I cannot fight it, and I cannot discriminate them. If it's a right for them, it's a right for them. Just like any Namibians, that should be really be full understood. And really, they should be taken away from my political life.
Yeah.
They should be taken away. Oil and gas is even very clear. That one is the easiest. And that is why, as I say, oil and gas is a special commodity in the world.
Yeah.
If you go to the act itself, it's even make it very clear that anyone closer to the people who are taking decision should not be involved. Like now you have now you don't have the unit that will be under my office, that will be the one to scrutinize and decide how the license can be given. Yeah. The act now gave the power to the commission, and say, even straight to say the spouse of the commission should not have anything to do in oil and gas. Yeah. So the law is there that gives you the speciality of oil. Yeah. It does not say there's no other law that has something like that, but you just have it in the one of the oil and gas. So in fact, being put in now in the office of the president, it has taken the family of the president out of the oil and gas because of that article of the Constitution. I don't know if people knows this. I don't know if they know it. That's the reality. That they are removed until maybe I leave this office because of the law itself.
I saw that provision. It's really a very good provision, and it's good that you have now contextualized it also to say because of that alone is already a stumbling block.
It's already a stumbling block.
In terms of foreign policy, Madam President, you have thrived in that space for the longest of times. How are we relating to the world with all its evolving movement at the moment? We have our traditional friends, we have our liberation struggle friends, and all of that. But do we say if China was with us, if Angola was with us, if Russia was with us during our difficult times, they are locked in forever, or do you observe their behaviors? And those that fought against our aspirations as a country, do we forgive them and say now they can become our friends? How do we juggle around those dynamics?
You know, international relations is, rightly as you say, is very dynamic. And foreign policy of every country, Namibia included, the central part of it is national interest. So in pursuing our foreign policy, that national interest comes very fundamental without compromising on our policies. The Namibian constitution is also clear that in international relations, we must pursue a policy of peaceful coexistence. And where there are disputes, we have to encourage dialogue. When you are encouraging dialogue, you do it in many forms. Not necessary to say you want to be part of the negotiation. But you can also show it on your participation at the multilateral level. For example, it's not a secret. We have now the ongoing war between USA, Israel, and Iran. And there was a resolution that was brought before the Security Council. Because we are not seeing a balance in that resolution, we decided not to be part of it. It's not that we want to offend any whatever or to please any whatever, but just to say people must come together and find a solution. In terms of historical and where we are, yes, we respect our history. And even if a historical relationship is like infringing and endangering the national interest, it all depends in which direction it's going. We have really to find a way of making sure that our national interest is not affected. So that is really how we are managing our foreign policy, considering the history where we are coming from. We know we had our close friends who have really stood with us during the difficult days. A classic example is Cuba. And we stood in solidarity with Cuba We see what is happening now, very unfortunate as it is, but that does not take away that strong ties that exist between our two countries. You have the Russia, that time the Soviet Union, they stood with us, and we maintain our close relation with those countries, with China, and as a president, time allows. I can pay visit call to those countries in order to strengthen that relationship. Yeah. And we are doing it in mutual understanding between ourselves and different countries of the world. So that is really how we have to manage our foreign policy in this world of uncertainty. But we have to find a way to sail through.
Absolutely.
We have to survive.
Absolutely.
As a nation. We are a small country in terms of our population, in terms of our economy, but we are a nation. Yeah. And we have to exercise our sovereignty, and I'll come back to say and protect the national interest of Namibians at all times.
Absolutely. In the last few minutes, Madam President, you also have, let's spend them discussing also your obligations towards the ruling party, Swapo itself, that whether the party survives going forward very much hinges on what you are going to do in the next 4 years of your term. It's almost like Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah is the maker or breaker of the party going forward. How seriously are you taking that mandate? Because it's complex. We spoke about the slim margins that the party has now, and in order to restore that confidence in the electorate, and I think we must be honest, we saw that there was a huge improvement in the last election, the local authority and the regional council elections. How much more must you do to make sure that that resurgence in the numbers for the party continue to come?
Yeah, first, I have really to say that the party has been doing very well, particularly up to the point when our founding president could no longer stand as a president. And we got also influenced by the environment in which we are, that the term democracy has been part of our system, which is good. It's meaning participation. And we brought contestation for the high office in the party. Definitely, wherever you have contestation, you expect to have some people for this one and for this one. It has not been working well for us, but I think we have to work on it. Because what we really need is to consolidate the unity within the party leadership. So when the party leadership is focusing on really building the party, we are not going to go wrong. And that is the focus. When we had the extraordinary Congress last year, where I was then elected as a president of Swapo party to finish the term left, we set ourselves a goal as party leaders at that Congress that our focus from now on is for us to make sure that come the regional and local authority elections, Swapo must regain her glory. And because we all bought into that idea, exactly as you have said at the beginning, we did well at the regional and local authority elections. Because prior to that, we had lost three regions basically. We lost the two regions and economic hubs, starting from Keetmans, the Windhoek, Swakopmund, and Walvis Bay. But today, because of that decision we took at the Extraordinary Congress as leaders and influenced our members, we consolidated.
Yeah.
And that's where I am now as a leader of the party. I'm still working to keep that unity that we had leading to the November elections. And I'm saying to our party, whatever difference that we might have, we should not personalize issues. Yeah. Let us look at the big picture. And the big picture is the growth and the strengthening our party so that come 2029, we will be able to claim back our 2/3 majority and then beyond. So having experienced what we experienced last year, that one gives us confidence as party leaders, both at the national, regional, and constituency or district level, that really, if we are united, if we are moving in the same direction, if I have to use the word of our fourth president or third president, moving in the right direction, we will be able to claim our 2/3 majority. So as a party leader, that's my responsibility now to bring the leadership together, as well as the membership. That's the only way. Divided, you never move forward. Yeah. And I keep repeating, 2024, we took a serious decision and we all bought into it. And the results are clear to everybody. Why can't we do the same, leading to 2029 regional and local authority elections? Yeah. I know now people are, because next year we have our Congress. They said decisive Congress, but it should be a Congress to consolidate, not a Congress to divide us. If we do not consolidate and come out of that Congress as a united people, definitely we are not doing good to our party, neither to our country. But I don't think if there's any Swapo leaders who want to fall on that trap. Yeah. We have to find one another.
Yeah. The paradox, Madam President, that I see within the party is that the party is also a victim of its own success, because Swapo has become a democratic movement internally. There's always this vibrant contestation, which is a good sign of a democratic party. Because I look around, there are some political parties in this country who haven't held any internal contestation, especially for their leaders at the top, in a long time. But Swapo every 5 years subject itself to that process, which is a very, very difficult process. But you have sworn as a party to always do that. The downside of that, naturally, is that people, like you stated, people will support this candidate or that. But how you emerge out of that process is more important. 2027 is knocking on the door. What lessons have the party learned from, for example, 2027, which was very, very difficult for the 2017, which was very difficult for the party? to make sure that the repeat of that doesn't happen going forward?
Yeah, it's a lesson, and as I say, it needs also an individual critical analysis.
Yeah.
Am I just interested on myself, or I'm interested on the party and the nation? So that's the big question that individuals have to look. It's very difficult. It's very difficult because every individual, you can develop your defensive mechanism, and then you can confirm your argument inside yourself and convince yourself that this is right, which I'm doing. But through engagement, you might find that we might discover our true self.
Yeah.
And then that true self that we discover within ourselves might then help us to take a decision or to follow a line that would take us to a wider goal that is needed for the party and for the country as a whole. So that is really, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. It's just not impossible at all. If we can really reconcile within ourselves and among ourselves, that is going to take us out of the predicament that people might see as we are moving to 2027.
Absolutely. The very last question, very last subject, Her Excellency, is Independence Day is this weekend. Something very different is going to happen this time around. We're not going to have the president bringing everybody from across the country in front of her to speak and address them. We understand that each region will host its own event. What is the thinking around that?
You see, the thing around it is, why do we celebrate independence? We celebrate independence to remind ourselves. It's like a renewal that you have gone around 12 months. Now you want to renew. Now, if every time you bring few to the sender and then the majority remain, that renewal will not reach the number that you want to be reached. So, because when the renewal comes, the ownership comes in, and then the respect of your independence, the respect of your country, and then you become even more motivated to do something for your country, to do something for others. Even when you are just cultivating in your field, you feel good because you are renewed. You have seen the country is independent. You are reminded about our history, and then you are now being put in the picture that what you should do moving forward. So that is why I know some people felt that it's your first anniversary as a president. Your inauguration was disrupted by the rain. Maybe this is now the time for you to be at the stadium, and we all want to have the defense force marching and people, whatever. But I really think that people celebrating the independence and the first anniversary of the president all over the country will have more impact than having a few that are at the stadium. In fact, the stadium they could be reserved for the fifth, always the fifth, the 10th, the what anniversary.
Yeah,
So then you
those
have
big numbers.
It's big numbers, and then you have a president also sworn in and the cabinet sworn in. So I think that's good, and I say that of course as a president I have to talk to the nation on that day, and I'm going to do it. I'm happy that some of the regions, the way they are organizing, they are even organizing musical bash starting on Friday. And they say wherever they are going to be, they will put up big screens. And then 12 o'clock sharp, they all open now to listen live, the president addressing the independence celebration. Wonderful. So it's not that the president is not participating, but the president is participating. So that is really, it's just really ownership.
Absolutely.
And many people to have the feel of the independence. So that's why as a cabinet we decide that it should be celebrated in that way.
Absolutely.
And I think regions are happy. Maybe this year they have it in this one part, and the other year they will have it. But they know after 5 years, it should come back
to the capital.
It should come back to the capital.
Indeed, Madam President. Give us, give the Namibian people, what do you have to say to them on their 36th anniversary of our independence? What is your message to the nation?
Okay, I can do this. And first of all, I say tomorrow midnight, I will address the nation. And really, the message is very clear. Our forefathers, the liberators of this country, they unreservedly have fought, liberated the country. Now we are independent. However, we have to accept, as President Nuyoma keep reminding us, the economic struggle has started and we have not yet won it. And what I would really want to see is a serious social economic transformation in our country that will enable the opportunities that are available now to be turned into a better living standard of our people. And this we can only do if we are united. We must be united. We must avoid anything that is dividing us. Things like regionalism, tribalism, racism, they should not be allowed in an independent Namibia. We must all focus on taking care of one another. And I'm sure through a united people with integrity, we will be able to transform our country whereby everyone, including the most vulnerable members of our society, they will feel proud of being Namibians. So our celebration is under the theme Beyond 35. And that is where we want that beyond 35, we must really be a strong nation and take care of ourselves. I sincerely wish all Namibians, wherever they are, a happy 36th independence anniversary.
Absolutely. Thank you, Your Excellency, for your time. We really, really appreciate the opportunity to speak to you.
Thank you very much. You are always welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam.
Okay.